Hello and welcome to the Pickup WNBA podcast. I'm your host, Cathryn Eicher.
And I'm your other host, Freddie Rivas. What's up? What's good? Yes, we are the WNBA Pickup Podcast, and we love you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And thanks for supporting us on social media. At the Pickup WNBA Podcast, YouTube, Instagram. Like, subscribe, comment. Those things matter. They actually do. So thank you.
Wow, what a great start. I was laughing for two reasons. One, because I always laugh during your intros, but also you were like, "We love you," and I started laughing, and then I was laughing at me laughing at that because, like, obviously we do love everyone,
We do.
and I'm very grateful. But I'm always, it's like I'm the kind of person like when people compliment me, I'm like, "Oh no, that's not true." I'm always deflecting.
Mhm.
So that's kind of I almost did that in that moment, but I shouldn't. Do you remember, oh my gosh, okay, really funny, sidebar here
Mhm.
before we get started, just related to what I just said. You were at my 40th birthday.
Yes.
Do you
And you will be
remember
at mine
I will be at yours.
this
Wow,
year.
way to
This year.
rub it in, my face that I'm older, it's fine. And, do you remember, people trying to say "I love you" to me and me, like, cringing and running away?
I don't remember that, but that sounds a lot like you.
I have it on video.
That's incredible.
Oh my god,
I
like, it
remember your
yeah.
brother running like a tight ship in like the kitchen, and like he was just like he was working. Like he was like being social and cool and chill, but like things were like happening, and he was just sort of like he was like steadily on it. Like he was sort of keeping the party vibes going. It was nice.
Yeah, shout out to Jason, appreciate him for that. Okay, we've got some stuff to talk about
Mhm.
today, but first we gotta talk about Minnesota.
Yeah.
So first of all, so everyone knows we are very like ice out, abolish ice. We're horrified by what we're seeing. Want to send our love to everyone in Minnesota. Not sure how many like listeners we have in Minnesota, but regardless of that, like I just want to, send our love to you. We appreciate you. We see you protesting in the cold, and as Torontonians, we know that cold. We know exactly what that cold feels like. So I just feel like want to send our solidarity. Sorry, Freddie, go ahead before I say more.
Yeah, I'll just say, having a conversation with my mom, and I feel like, uh, in times like this, it's so easy to get like, just like to doom scroll and to get like inundated
Mm,
by TikTok or Instagram or whatever. And there's that famous saying like, find the helpers. And I feel like now we're in this situation where it's like it's fine the helpers, but also like find the fighters, right? Which is like
mm,
a type of helper. So like a really, really big shout out. And like I just I love watching everything that like the neighbors are doing in Minnesota. I love the car honking. Um, I love this average person being
mm,
mobilized and protecting their neighbors. Like that to me is um what like America's about. It's what Canada's about. It's what free countries are about. And I think like that to me is like really, really beautiful and brave, and people are risking their lives and their physical and emotional health and everything to protect people that they don't know. And that to me
mhm,
is like really like that's the best that humanity has to offer. So
mhm.
shut up.
Well said. I remember, Freddie, like when we were first starting this show, one of the things we talked about in terms of one of the many reasons we love women's basketball and the WNBA, et cetera, is how everyone is not afraid to protest and how important it is to many people in the league or just in women's basketball in general, and how there's been room for that historically in women's basketball and how important that is. And that's something we really appreciate because sometimes in sports, um, things get shied away from. Maybe
Mhm.
you make a statement, but they're not always, like, quick to the punch. But here, people have been quick to say something, and we appreciate that. So, for example, Breanna Stewart, before an Unrivaled game, had an "Abolish ICE" sign that she held up. Brittany Griner also commented on this. She's actually promoting a documentary that is premiering at Sundance right now,
Mhm.
which is a film based on everything she went through in Russia. And she essentially said that she was essentially comparing what she went through in Russia to people being arrested by ICE agents, and how she could see some of the similarities and how that terrifies her. And obviously her heart goes out to everyone as well. Um, just another documentary we gotta add to the to the list, Freddie.
Yeah.
Another thing too, we talked about, um, Paige Beckers
Mhm.
winning that $50,000 from the free throw contest. Well,
Yeah.
she donated that money, and she donated it to the Hopkins Strong Relief Fund, which is a fund that's based in Minnesota, where she's from. So she donated that whole money, which is really incredible.
That's awesome.
Um, yes, as well, the Minnesota Lynx, through their Fast Break Foundation, pledged $200,000 in community response grants. So a lot of good, a lot of goodwill from people in just a time of utter madness.
Yeah, and just their NBA counterpart. I know that the Timberwolves canceled the game, which is really
Mhm.
cool. So, um,
And then people in the audience, when they did the game, were, like, screaming, like, "Ice out," and stuff. It
yeah,
was, like, a really people, like, remarked on how, um, different the vibe was, for lack of a better term.
yeah. Everyone who has a platform needs to speak out, and yeah, shout out to the Chicago mayor, to the Minnesota mayor, to the governor,
Mhm.
to anyone who's kind of like elevated and and
Shout out to
yeah.
Billie Eilish, because she called out other celebrities for not speaking out, and I'm like, "Girl, I love you."
Yeah, so, I didn't see the full statement, but, like, I saw that she, like, had spoken out, so that's great, like,
Mhm.
yeah, because I mean, celebrities have a lot of power. I think, like, we see as celebrities come around to when it's, like, voting season, and it's like, "Everyone,
Mm.
like, get out to
Or
vote,"
they
which
have,
is like
the tiniest pin that they wear on their
yeah,
dress or suit on a red carpet, and it's like, I'm all for the pin. I mean, the AIDS ribbon was much larger, and, shout out to the AIDS ribbon, very important.
yes.
But these pins are so small. And then, like, the one they wore at the Golden Globes just said, "Be good," and I was like, "I don't know what that means." I found out later, like, it is, like, an anti-ice thing, but I was just like, "Be
Mhm.
good?" Anyway,
Yeah,
celebrities can do more,
maybe it's,
essentially.
because of Renee Good.
Oh, because of Renee Good. Of
Mhm.
course. My apologies. I did not understand that pun. I take things too literally. It's my fault.
I don't know that I'm right, by the way, that's just sort of that jumped to my head.
No,
Um,
you probably are. Anyway, now we're just having a conversation where people
yeah,
realize how ADHD we are.
yeah.
Okay. We should, move on. We have more players we wanna profile in the latest mock draft. So, interesting stuff here. I feel like I actually the more we go through this, the more I'm like, we're gonna see some movement in
Yeah, and
this.
I think, I said something to that effect that I feel like this because of the way that the season is, happening in the NCAA, and then also whatever's going on with the CBA, I feel like there's going to be a ton of movement, and drafting's going to be different.
Mhm.
Like, if you are entering this draft with 2 expansion teams and an entire new CBA, you might really kind of, like, invest in a project or, like, it's really gonna change strategy, I feel like, and then with, Minnesota having such a high pick, like, it's a funky draft. Like, I think that we could see tons of, obviously, Betts has been the number 1 for a little while, but, we're coming off of what? How many years now? I mean, like, we can easily go 3 years back where it was like Boston was, like, pure consensus. Caitlin Clark,
Mhm.
obviously. Uh,
Same
you
with
know,
Paige,
same
yeah.
with Paige, right? So it was one of the so now we don't even have a consensus number 1. And again, I know it's bets, but I feel like if you talk to a lot of people, there's a case for AZ, there's a case for Awa, and of course a case for bets. But
Mhm.
yeah,
For sure. I agree. Should I start with Olivia Miles?
sure.
Okay, so Olivia Miles has had a great year so far. We remember her last year playing with Notre Dame. She moved to TCU this year, and she was deciding whether to go into the draft last year or to
Mhm.
have another year in college. She decided to have her last year in college.
Right, like, did she have the COVID year thing still? Like, was
Oh,
she able to
possibly.
take an extra year, probably?
Yeah, that might be why she was able to kind of have that choice, aside from age. But, she is averaging 19 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists on 50% field goal shooting. She has had multiple triple doubles this season. Last I checked, it was
Crazy.
4, it could be more.
Damn.
She had a stretch in December where I think she had, like, 3 triple doubles in, like, a very small number of games, in
Holy
3 or
shit.
4 games. It's, like, incredible stuff. She is a very, like, what I would say, a classic guard. As I have to pat myself on the back here a little bit, Freddie, just to hear me
Pat
out for a
yourself on the
second,
back.
because I was watching her and I was
Okay.
like, "I think her comp is Chelsea Gray." And the
Ooh.
reason why I'm patting myself on the back is because there is a half an hour film session video you can watch with Candace Parker and Olivia Miles going through her plays from last season, and Candace Parker said, "I think your comp is Chelsea Gray." So
Huge.
that's why I'm patting myself on the back. I'm like, "Okay,
Catherine's got
I'm
a
on it."
basketball eye.
I'm in my bag, you know? At least for this, at least for this. Um, One of the great things about her are her passing and her court vision, right? So, like, the stats are great, but those are the 2 things I think that make her extra special. And she has this, like, pass, I don't even really know what to call it, but I'm gonna call it like a whip, where it's like it's a one-handed and it's just like a whoosh, like it's like a hard one-handed whip of a pass. It can be a bounce pass. It can go straight across the court. It actually reminds me a bit of Jalen Brunson. Like, Brunson
Mm.
has that kind of a pass.
He's got a whip.
Yeah, and she passes like that. But her court vision for such a young player is really off the charts as well. Maybe one day we'll see the behind the back fake and then to the basket kind of thing that Chelsea Gray does, which I love so much. So I wouldn't say her passes are that level of flashy or with that level of flair yet, but the passing is strong, the court vision is really strong, and I think, which is so great too, because 'cause she's got the goggles. Shout out to the goggles. Candace Parker was like, "You adjusted your goggles twice on this fast break," and it's just that little shove of the glasses. I do this all the time, but it's so, like, unconscious, you don't even realize it, and you see it in slow motion, and it's so funny to see her adjust her glasses twice on a fast break, and it doesn't phase her at all in the slightest. So, I think Olivia Miles is a really exciting player. She was in the mock drafts last year in the top 5, varying degrees, as these
Mhm.
things,
Yeah, I remember.
evolve.
because it was like her and Sonia Citron, right?
Yeah,
And AZ also could have went last year and then decided not to.
right.
Yeah.
So, her moving up into the top 4 makes a lot of sense to me. When we were looking at the older mock draft, she was maybe like 5 or 6. I wanna say 6, and I thought that was a bit low, although I'm starting to feel like even though we said, like, the number 1 isn't as clear cut as it has been in past
Mhm.
years, it is stacked. Like, I really, really feel like this draft is stacked, and I know people say
Oh,
that, but I really feel that way. I feel like these top 5, 6 players can, like, change your franchise.
I think this draft's better than last year's.
Yeah, I think so too. It's a
Like
really, really
the
strong
Caitlin
draft.
Clark, Angel Reese, like Rakea Jackson, Cameron Brink, like that draft is like a
That's
whole
an all-timer. That's an
all
all-timer
timer
draft.
because it just is like so crazy, crazy stacked.
Yeah, but this draft has, like, a top 4 to top 5 that could, like, truly alter your franchise, which is so interesting, this Minnesota pick, depending on who they are able to retain once we have the free agency of it all and the expansion drafts of it all. It could be a pick on the move,
Mm-hmm.
you never know. But anyway, really, really exciting stuff from Olivia Miles, and, yeah, love to see a triple-double queen on the rise. There we go.
Triple double queen on the
On
rise.
the rise, baby.
Chelsea Gray comps. Catherine's the new Candace Parker. How am I going to top that?
You don't have to. I mean, your girl raps, so there's that.
Yeah,
Your girl
so
has a whole,
that was
like
a bit of like a joke because I very much can top that with
wow!
Flau'jae.
How dare
So
you?
so here's the deal. Like Flau'jae is like let's start with the non-basketball
Okay,
because there's
wow, we're gonna
enough.
start okay.
There's enough. So what like is a rapper, was on America's Got Talent, has one of the highest earning NIL deals ever.
Mhm.
So Flau'jae is probably, if not like definitely like the
No,
biggest,
I want her for the tempo.
like she's the biggest celebrity coming
I
into the
really
league.
want her for the tempo.
Like she's one of those like players who's coming into the league with like fully like, I don't want to say like Paige, Angel, or Caitlin because that's like feels like it feels unfair to compare someone's like momentum to that, but
I mean, and just in terms of fame.
just in terms of fame. But like she is really like she is like a significant like cultural
Yeah, I would say
like
she needs that deep March Madness run to
yeah.
start to match their level of fame, in
So
addition to everything that she's done.
so jumping to basketball, I think
Mhm.
like I would agree with you, but I would say that like it's really interesting to me when this happens to like a young player. Like so she won it all in her first season.
Mm.
So she has a NCAA championship with Louisiana State, and but
Right,
this is
right.
this is her senior year, so like obviously she wasn't like as big of a contributor to that team, and her stats have really like last year, her stats have sort of taken a bit of a hit this year, but yeah, so last year she averaged 18 points. This year it's 14. Last year she averaged 5.5 rebounds. This year it's 4.5. Assists are the same, steals are roughly the same, blocks are roughly the same. I think where I am excited about her as a prospect is that um her 3-point percentage has steadily went up her entire NCAA career,
Mm.
and this year took like it's like a massive leap. So check out her 4 years. So year one, 33% from three. Year two, 38% from three. Year three, 38.3%. So like kind of the same. This year, 40, almost basically 43%, 42.9 percent from three. So she's really, really become quite like in
Do
the
you
21.
have do you have the stats in front of you? Like, what's her regular field goal percentage? Has that gone up as well?
Yeah, so her effective field goal percentage, which I think is like
Mhm.
a better,
Mhm.
clearer stat. Here are the years. That's like been a bit more all over the place. Like I think she's shooting the three more.
Mhm.
So that's probably why there's been some swing, but it's always been good. So it was 47%,
Right.
54%, 51%, and then now it's 55%. So she's
Oh.
basically, yeah, she's having her most efficient year. So yeah, and then her player comp, which I think is very fair. If you watch her play at all, she's super explosive. She can hit the step back three. She can cut. She can block. She's aggressive. Um, she's not. She plays a lot bigger than she is. She's 5'10", but like when you watch her, it seems like she's like 6'2", 6'3". But yeah, her player comp is Kalia Copper.
Oh, cool.
So that's sort of like you're getting that style of like tough slasher. She's a guard.
Mhm.
I think in the W she's a guard. I don't really see her as a forward.
Sure.
Like I don't see her
At
as a small forward.
5'10", yeah, you're
Yeah,
not
you know what
gonna
I
be
mean?
a forward,
So
yeah.
but she's like a scoring like she's a guard who can play both ends and I think will it's funny. I said this about Tanaya Latson last week, but I also think Flau'jae is going to like come into the league like very ready.
Mm.
Um
Yeah, she's fallen down to 9 on this mock
Yeah,
draft.
like I don't think she has I don't think she has enough in her bag to be like I think there's a reason she's not really like messing around with like a top three,
Mm.
and I think that that's fair. But again, I think if you're the Tempo or you're the Fire or you're whatever, you're gonna be really really excited to get Flau'jae, and she should I don't see a world in which she drops like out of the top 10, and whoever gets her is like she's gonna be a rotation player. Like this is someone who's going to be in the W for a long time.
Right. Awesome. Very cool.
Yeah.
With that, Freddie, I think it's time for a fun question.
Okay. So, Cathryn, correct me if I'm wrong here. Well, sorry. First, I'll just say this. We were always looking, to improve, and we had a commenter on our YouTube reflect on us joking about Sophie's comment on her podcast about having herpes, and so they let us know that she has a cold sore, and like was joking about having herpes, and I think we made a meal of it. So for any
Well, we just weren't specific enough,
we
I
weren't
think.
we weren't specific, and we are joking around, but at the same time,
It was inspo for the FFQ.
yeah, like I get it if that rubs some people the wrong way, and we don't want to be like mean spirited, so
No,
uh
never.
we're sorry about that. We're not we're not immune to making mistakes, and we hope that our listeners will kind of like vibe with us and know that we're good people, but like at the same time, hey, there's sensitive spots for different people, so sorry about that, and always looking to be better. So Caitlin Clark is going to be on the NBC broadcast, and here is the FFQ Freddy's fun question. Cathryn, I want to know what Caitlin Clark's Ryan Ruocco ism is going to be. Like, what are her you bet, and is
Yeah.
good. Like
Yeah.
what's Caitlin's, what's her tagline?
Yeah. I love this question so much. Shout out to Ryan Ruocco. We love Ryan Ruocco on this podcast.
We do.
And we love
Always.
his broadcast isms.
So here's the angle I took. I'm
Okay,
thinking
here we
that
go.
she's big golfer, right? So
Oh, yeah.
she's gonna work in some golf lingo. So if something's way off, if a shot's way off, she's gonna go for like or something along the lines of
Or like
like
bunny, like you hit the bunny.
bunny, or if someone's like at the free throw line, she's gonna be like birdie. Uh
Birdie.
Or if it's like if someone shoots from really far, she could be like eagle.
Oh yeah, okay, I like this.
Do you know what I mean? Because then like she's sort of like playing to her kind of like golf interest or whatever. Like someone dribbles it off their foot, she's like, "That's a bogey."
Yeah, I like this a lot. I like this angle, but I just feel like the moment is gonna have to be big to get it out of her. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
but she's doing 2 separate broadcasts, so I think this might also be her way of kind of like reminding everyone that like she's such a competitor on the court, and she's made so much of her identity about like you just need to watch me. But I also think that she is like a very, very charismatic player
Mm,
or person. Like, like I think she's funny. I think she's like interesting. Like, I think a lot of her way of dealing with like the intense amount of noise that she receives is like, I'm just going to be chill and like watch me do my thing on the court. And like, that's what I'm all about. But I feel like this is an opportunity for her to kind of, really, really, yeah, like let loose and like be silly.
I'm excited to see, her personality shine
Yeah.
a bit more. Um, yeah, I love it. Hope we get some isms, some
Yeah.
CC isms. That would be so great.
She just steals Ryan Rucco stuff. He is good.
That would be insane. Okay, well, let's wrap it up there. Thank you everyone so much for listening and tuning in. Appreciate you so much. Please remember to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Leave a positive review if you have a moment to do so. Always appreciate that. We are releasing on the same day,
Mhm.
both an episode of the pickup and tempo check. So look out for both of those. Thank you again, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks everybody. Peace.
Bye.